What's up, everybody? Charlie Marlow here. Beautiful day in the greater St. Louis, Missouri area. What is it, like 70 degrees? Pleasant. Not too hot, not too cold, not humid at all. Just a great day. I wish I could say equally nice things about your, not my St. Louis Cardinals. I'm not claiming this team right now, okay? Are you still claiming this team? That's the question. All right. Let's break it down. First of all, let's just be real about this. The Cardinals are officially done. When I say done, the Cardinals aren't going to make the playoffs. You might be saying, Charlie, no crap. We've known that for months. Okay, probably fair. I just think when the Cardinals played really well, pretty dang well, winning a bunch of series for about 2.5 weeks, there was a sliver of hope. If they went on an incredible run, starting with this Mariners series, then some opponents who aren't too great, could they actually make it interesting the last 3 weeks or so? The answer is no. The answer is definitively now no. And again, you might be saying, Charlie, no shit. I've known that forever. But look, now 19 games to play. What are they? 72 and 71. 0.5% chance of making the playoffs. It's over, folks. 0.5% chance of making the playoffs. 6 back in the wild card. You would have to jump, what? The Cubs, the Mets, Braves. It ain't happening. We've known that. There was some hope. There was some wish casting. It ain't going to happen. This team isn't that great. They've been basically a 500 or so team. Most of the year, had a nice run back in May. Some stretches of good baseball for a couple weeks. But at the end of the day, you are what your record says you are. And this is a mediocre, average, okay, fine team. They're not terrible. They're not really bad. They're certainly not really good at all. They're just okay. They're just average. They're just fine. They're mediocre. Pick whatever word you want to pick. Okay. Couple things. Miles Mikolas obviously gets rocked. 2 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them earned. Miles Mikolas has been really bad for a good half of the season. I mean, he's been not good for the whole season. When you look at his ERA is 5.55. I have to be honest though, I am a FIP guy, and I've talked about FIP a lot. So his FIP is 4.21. Now you probably want to throw things at me when I say that. All I'm saying is I've quoted FIP for all pitchers, so I want to be fair. Sometimes even if you're bad, you're actually pitching a little better than your outcomes, and vice versa. Sometimes when you're pitching really well, you're actually getting a little luckier. All I'm saying is, look, Miles has been very bad, 1,000%, not deserving of his salary whatsoever, but his FIP is considerably better than his ERA. That's all I'm saying. But look at this. Huge reason. 1.4 walks per 9 innings. I was looking at Baseball Reference. Miles Mikolas leads the league in that category. Just 1.4 walks per 9 innings pitched. Ain't striking anybody out, though. That's the problem. 110 Ks, 155 and 2/3 innings pitched. This is odd, too. At home, he's getting rocked. 6.54 ERA at Busch, 4.65 ERA on the road. Busch is a pretty fair park. The fact that his ERA is 2 runs higher at Busch Stadium is odd to me. I don't know why that is. Is it random? Is it not? You let me know. I haven't been watching every single start and every inning. Miles Mikolas making $18.5 million next season. No matter what way you look at it, this has been a horrible extension that John Mozeliak gave Miles Mikolas. That being said, everybody clamoring for the Cardinals to DFA him, it doesn't make sense either. I hate to say it. For a starting pitcher who can log innings and he's under contract for next year, look, this year doesn't matter anymore. If you want to give somebody else a shot in the rotation, I get it. But even next year, like if you have an overpaid position player, I think it makes sense to DFA that guy, get him off the roster. People say I say roster, and then clear a spot for somebody else. But even bad teams, even mediocre teams need innings eaters. I don't think Miles Mikolas should be guaranteed a spot in the 2025 rotation by any means. But folks, it doesn't make any sense to DFA him either. It just doesn't. Have him around next year for spring training. See what happens. Maybe he starts the year well and it's okay. I doubt that, but it doesn't make any sense when you always need innings. You always need innings, even if he was a bullpen guy, whatever it is. It makes no sense to DFA somebody who can log innings, even if they're not quality innings at this point. And he's making $18.5 million next season. So I get it. I see you guys on X. The birds are chirping a lot. Hopefully that's not overwhelming. These birds are chirping. The cardinal birds aren't chirping. That's the problem. Terrible pun there. So I think I covered it all of what I wanted to discuss. Cardinals, they're done. Miles Mikolas, very bad. I know Matt's pitched in that game as well. Both those contracts not looking great. Both under contract for next year. That's why I'm wondering how the Cardinals are going to be that good next year. Again, I don't think they'll be bad. I don't think they'll be great. I think they'll be kind of like this year. That doesn't excite you guys. Doesn't excite me whatsoever. I'll be real. I don't even really want to watch these games with the Cardinals. I really don't. I have very little interest. And I blame them. I'm going to go to one of these games in the Guardian series, though, coming up in 2 weekends because my buddy Dan Puente is the assistant hitting coach of the Guardian, so I want to see him. So I will be at the ballpark for one of those games, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All right? Close to the end, by the way. I made not my coaching debut. I've coached t-ball before and soccer for my daughter. Coached my son's 3- and 4-year-old soccer team. We had never done soccer that early with my daughter. So my son's 3. We got smoked like 6-1. Might have been 7-1. They don't really keep score. But we got our butts kicked. It was 2-1 at halftime. We were down. My son's like laying on the field. Not even interested. I'm trying to pick him up while I'm coaching the team. Not a good opener for the Dolphins. We need to clean things up for game 2 next week for sure. I blame myself as the coach. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you're thinking about these birds. College football over the weekend. I did not watch Mizzou, but look, anytime you start the year with a couple of shutouts, right? Very impressive. You got Boston College coming up. Boston College ranked, 24th? So that should be fun. Hopefully a competitive game because we like competitive games. NFL, here's a good example to never talk shit about your bets. I bet my buddy on the Bears game. All my friends are loving the Bears. They think Caleb Williams is the second coming. Although, they win the game. He doesn't do anything, but whatever. I was coaching that game, that soccer game. So I look at my phone. It's already 17-zip Titans. Whenever that was. Halftime, I don't even remember. But it was 17-zip Titans. And I put in our group text, LOL, to my friend. Basically like, great bet. I'm thinking, okay, I got Bears. So what did I have? No, I had Titans +4. So I got a 21-point lead. And I go, LOL, to my friend. What happens next? 24 unanswered points by the Bears. And I lose my bet. That goes to show you, folks, never talk shit until the game's over and you've won your bet. Along those lines, have you seen the commercials for sports gambling in Missouri where they have the woman who's a former teacher? You got to love it. First of all, you got to pass sports gambling. It's ridiculous that you're letting these people go to Illinois and bet all this money or offshore. I love the marketing strategy of having a teacher do the ads and saying, look, this money is going to schools and education, which is great. It's great. But also that's a nice little marketing ploy, which I appreciated. Please support our sponsors, Corner Butcher and Chop House in Fenton. I got to get out there and see the new stores put together at Chop House. I can't wait. I'll be out there this week or next week for sure. St. Louis Lawn Care, mowing, treatment, aeration, mosquito and bug control, mulch, they do it all. St. Louis Equipment, Bayer Mower, Skag, Wright, big-time brands. Small engines, Husqvarna, Crest, battery-operated, fuel, they got it all. I got a blower there. I got a trimmer there. I get my mulch there. All kinds of stuff. St. Louis Equipment, and of course, Triad Bank. TriadBanking.com, best thing I ever did for my rental property business, taking all my commercial loans from a big national bank that didn't value me at all. And it was very obvious, to a beautiful local bank that cares about me, Triad Bank, my guy Matthew Tobin. I call, I text, I email. He responds right back. Relationship-based banking. I go to the Frontenac location. They have a location in Creve Coeur as well. Triadbanking.com. Everybody have a fantastic week. I think I covered it all. Cardinals are done. Miles Mikolas. Still doesn't make sense to DFA him. And a little football. See you guys.